The Sunday brunch at the Hamilton family estate felt suffocating despite the expansive dining room. My sister Victoria held court in her designer suit, fresh from closing another major deal at her investment banking firm. I adjusted my simple black sweater, watching the familiar scene unfold. Every Sunday the same performance. Victoria the financial genius and me the family disappointment. "Still playing with your little tech startup, Olivia?" Victoria smirked over her mimosa. "What is it this time, another revolutionary app?" I thought of Nova Systems headquarters, where tomorrow's IPO would reshape the tech industry. 3 years of secret development, creating quantum computing solutions that would make traditional systems obsolete. "The company's doing well," I said quietly, checking my phone. A message from my CFO flashed. "Trading floor ready. Opening bell in 45 minutes. Well. Dad lowered his Wall Street Journal. "Victoria's team managed $3 billion in mergers this quarter. That's what real success looks like." Mom nodded approvingly. "The youngest senior VP at Goldman. While you're still." She waved her hand vaguely, "Doing whatever it is you do." "Playing entrepreneur again?" Victoria laughed. "At least admit you need help. I could get you an entry-level position at the bank." My phone buzzed again. The stock exchange confirmed. Nova Systems would open at $200 per share. Market valuation, $12 billion. "I'm comfortable with my choices," I replied, sipping my tea. "Choices?" Dad scoffed. "Running a startup from your apartment isn't a career choice. It's avoiding reality." The kitchen TV hummed in the background, CNBC providing white noise to their criticism. "Until markets opening in 5 minutes, the anchor announced. "All eyes on today's historic tech IPO." "Speaking of markets," Victoria straightened, "my team's handling a major tech offering today. Some quantum computing startup that's supposed to." She froze as my photo appeared on screen. "Nova Systems, led by CEO Olivia Hamilton, debuts this morning," the anchor continued. "Early trading suggests an opening valuation of $12 billion, making it the largest tech IPO of the year." Dad choked on his coffee. Mom's croissant slipped from trembling fingers. That's impossible," Victoria whispered. "You work from your apartment." "A $40 million penthouse apartment," I corrected mildly. "The one you mocked as a waste of money last month." "Nova Systems," Dad stammered. "They're the ones who developed the quantum processing breakthrough. The technology everyone's been. The technology that makes traditional computing obsolete?" I smiled slightly. "Yes, that's my little startup." Victoria's phone erupted with messages. Probably her banking team realizing they'd lost the biggest tech IPO to their competitor. But you never said anything," Mom managed. "You never asked," I replied. Too busy celebrating Victoria's conventional success to notice I was building something revolutionary. My phone lit up. "Trading floor ready. Press waiting for CEO statement." $12 billion, Dad whispered, his banking experience finally processing the numbers. "By God, Olivia. Actually, I checked my latest update. Pre-trading suggests we'll open closer to $15 billion. Investors seem excited about quantum computing." "Who you?" The TV switched to live footage of Wall Street, where crowds gathered for Nova's historic opening. Reporters breathlessly detailed how my quantum technology would transform everything from healthcare to space exploration. "Your apartment," Victoria said suddenly. "The one I called small. It's the entire top floor of Nova's building, isn't it?" "Along with the 3 floors below it," I nodded. The small business needed some space. My phone rang, the stock exchange director. "Time for the opening bell." "If you'll excuse me," I stood smoothly. "I have a company to take public. Unlike some people's work, mine actually changes the world." "Wait," Dad called out desperately. "We didn't know." "That was the point," I replied, gathering my things. "I learned early not to share breakthroughs with people who'd already decided I was a failure." "The IPO details," Victoria said weakly, probably recognizing the filing documents her firm had dismissed months ago. "Goldman passed on underwriting because they thought. Because you told them it was probably another amateur startup," I finished. "Morgan Stanley sends their thanks, by the way. The underwriting fees alone made their year." The CNBC anchor's voice grew more excited. Nova Systems' quantum processing technology is being called the biggest leap forward since the invention of the microchip. Early investors include tech giants and major venture capital. Venture capital? Dad interrupted. But you said you couldn't get funding. I said I didn't need your funding, I corrected. There's a difference. Silicon Valley's top firms were quite enthusiastic once they saw the technology. My phone buzzed continuously now. Executives, investors, and media all wanting access to the woman who'd revolutionized computing from her little apartment startup. Dr. Hamilton? My assistant's voice came through the phone. The exchange floor is ready. And the governor keeps calling about the new tech center. Tell them I'll be there shortly, I replied. Just finishing brunch with my family who were explaining how my business isn't real work. Mom's face crumpled. Darling, we didn't mean. Yes, you did. I cut her off. Every dismissal, every comparison to Victoria, every mockery of my amateur efforts. You meant all of it. Through the window I could see my driver waiting with the Tesla. Time to head to Wall Street. The quantum processors, Victoria said suddenly, financial acumen finally kicking in. They're going to make current banking systems obsolete, aren't they? Everything obsolete, I confirmed. Including the trading algorithms your team is so proud of. I'd update your resume if I were you. The TV showed crowds gathering outside the stock exchange, all waiting to witness Nova's historic debut. I should go, I gathered my coat. Unlike some people's work, my little business affects more than just quarterly bonuses. As I reached the door, Dad called out desperately, "We were wrong." I turned back one final time. Yes, you were. About my potential, about my work, about everything. But don't worry. You can watch your amateur daughter make history on CNBC. The opening bell waits for no one. The sound of my heels clicking on marble echoed through the stunned silence as I left them with their cold brunch and shattered assumptions. The New York Stock Exchange trading floor pulsed with electric energy. Hundreds of traders, journalists, and tech industry leaders gathered to witness Nova Systems' historic public debut. 5 minutes to opening bell, Ms. Hamilton, my CFO announced. Tablet displaying real-time market data. Pre-trading suggests we might hit $20 billion by lunch. I adjusted my blazer, watching the massive screens display Nova's quantum processing innovations. 3 years of secret development, all leading to this moment. Ms. Hamilton, reporters called out. How does it feel to revolutionize computing at 28? Before I could answer, movement at the entrance caught my eye. My family had arrived. Mom, Dad, and Victoria. Looking small against the backdrop of financial history unfolding. This is a restricted area. My security team moved forward, but I held up my hand. Let them watch, I said quietly. Let them see what playing entrepreneur looks like. The screens above showed our quantum technology in action. Processing power that made traditional computers look like pocket calculators. Beside them, ticker symbols flashed as tech stocks tumbled, conventional companies realizing their systems were about to become obsolete. Morgan Stanley's on line 1, my assistant called out. And Microsoft's CEO wants to discuss immediate integration. Your technology, Victoria stepped forward, her investment banker confidence shattered. It's not just another startup, is it? It's a complete paradigm shift. Among other things, I nodded. The quantum architecture has applications beyond computing. AI, cybersecurity, molecular modeling. I smiled slightly. But I suppose that's not as impressive as banking mergers. Dad picked up one of the IPO prospectuses scattered across the trading floor. My innovation detailed in stark financial terms. All those nights we thought you were wasting time. I was rewriting the rules of computing, I finished. While you were busy praising Victoria's traditional career path, I was making it irrelevant. The exchange officials approached with the ceremonial opening bell hammer, eager to begin trading. Mom's eyes widened at their casual mention of billions. The market orders, one official began, but paused at the sight of my family. Oh, I apologize. Should we delay? No need, I replied coolly. They were just leaving. Unless they'd like to watch me play business some more? Olivia, Mom's voice cracked. We had no idea. That's exactly the problem, I cut her off. You never bothered to understand what I was building. Too busy planning Victoria's next bonus celebration. My phone buzzed. The president's tech advisor confirming our afternoon call. Below that, messages from every major tech company begging for partnerships. The quantum processors, Victoria said suddenly. They'll make current financial systems obsolete, won't they? Precisely, I confirmed. Digital banking will need complete reconstruction around quantum architecture. Your entire trading floor. I gestured at the NYC around us, will be transformed within months. The screens flashed with breaking news. Tech stocks plummeting as Nova Systems prepared to launch, traditional computing companies facing obsolescence overnight. Princess, Dad started using his old nickname for me. We were wrong. Save it, I held up my hand. I'm about to ring the bell on a $20 billion IPO that will reshape global technology. I don't need your validation anymore. The exchange officials signaled. 30 seconds to opening bell. Through the windows, more media arrived, their satellite trucks crowding Wall Street like modern-day carriages. That seed funding you rejected, I addressed Victoria directly. The one you said was amateur hour? It's worth $100 million now. Per share. She flinched, remembering her role in blocking my initial funding rounds. Ms. Hamilton? My assistant interrupted. The quantum processing team needs your go-ahead for the global launch. I turned back to my work, dismissing my family as easily as they dismissed me. Tell them to initiate the full protocol. Today's about more than stock prices. We're launching a technological revolution. Mom stepped forward desperately. Olivia, please. Please what? I asked coldly. Please forget years of mockery? Please ignore how you undermine my dreams at every turn? Please pretend you believed in me before the billions. The trading floor fell silent, even the seasoned traders sensing the family drama unfolding. You should go, I said finally. I have a bell to ring. Unlike some people's work, mine affects more than just quarterly reports. As security escorted them out, I called after them, watch the ticker today. You'll see what your amateur daughter built while you were busy doubting her. The opening bell waited, its historical significance weighing heavy in my hand. Ready to change the world, Ms. Hamilton? The exchange president asked. 6 months later, I stood in Nova Systems' new headquarters, a gleaming quantum-powered skyscraper dominating Silicon Valley's skyline. The Wall Street Journal's headline framed on my office wall said it all. Nova Systems hits $50 billion. How Olivia Hamilton revolutionized computing. The fourth quarter projections, Ms. Hamilton, my CFO announced, displaying holographic charts powered by our quantum processors. Revenue exceeded expectations by 300%. I watched the real-time data flow across my office windows, every major tech company now running on Nova's quantum architecture. The amateur startup had become the backbone of global computing. Ms. Hamilton? My assistant's voice came through. Your family is in the lobby. They're asking to see you. I glanced at the security feed. They looked different now, humbled. Victoria wore a simple business suit instead of her Goldman Sachs power clothes. She'd left banking after Nova's quantum systems made traditional trading algorithms obsolete. The technology demo first, I replied. Family matters can wait. The world's top tech leaders had gathered in our quantum demonstration lab. Every screen showed Nova's impact. Medical breakthroughs, climate modeling, AI advancements, all powered by our processors. Your quantum architecture, Microsoft CEO addressed me, it's not just an evolution. It's a complete renaissance in computing. That was always the goal, I nodded. Not just to improve computing but to reimagine it entirely. My phone buzzed with another update. Stock price hitting new records as markets digested our latest innovation. Dr. Hamilton. A familiar voice, the same investor who dismissed my initial pitch. Any comment on Nova becoming the most valuable tech company in history? The valuation is secondary, I replied. What matters is the impact. Quantum computing isn't just about processing power. It's about solving humanity's biggest challenges. After the demonstrations, I found my family waiting in my private conference room. They looked almost small against the backdrop of Nova's success. The quantum processing speed, Victoria said quietly. It's doing in seconds what used to take years. Including the trading algorithms you specialized in, I noted. How's the job search going? She flushed. It's different, being on the other side of innovation. The entire financial sector, Dad added, it's completely transformed. Everything we thought we knew about computing is obsolete, I finished. Like your assumptions about my little startup. Mom stepped forward, clutching her handbag. The charitable foundation you've started with the IPO money will fund other amateur innovators, I nodded. People with revolutionary ideas who just need someone to believe in them. I've been studying quantum computing, Victoria said hesitantly, trying to understand what you built while we were mocking it. And it's brilliant, she admitted. We were so wrong. About everything. My phone lit up with another alert. Nova's quantum systems had just enabled a breakthrough in cancer research. Lives being saved by technology they'd called a waste of time. The innovation lab needs analysts, I said after a moment. People who understand both finance and technology. Interested, Victoria? Her eyes widened. You'd give me a chance? After everything. Professional capacity only, I clarified. No family favors. You'll have to prove your worth like I did. Thank you, she whispered, for showing me what real innovation looks like. And us? Mom asked softly. I studied them carefully. The arrogance was gone, replaced by something that looked like genuine understanding. Sunday brunches, I said finally. Here at Nova. You can see what a real tech revolution looks like. They nodded eagerly. But first, I added, I want you to meet someone. I led them to our quantum research lab where a young developer worked. Someone who'd reminded me of myself. This is Maya, I introduced them. While you were doubting startups, she's developing quantum applications that will transform medicine. Maya smiled brightly. Ms. Hamilton gave me a chance when everyone else said I was too young, too inexperienced. Too amateur? I suggested, watching my family flinch. My phone buzzed with another message. Quantum breakthrough enables clean energy solution. I have to go, I gathered my materials. The UN Technology Council is waiting. Maya, keep pushing boundaries. Show them what amateurs can do. As I reached the door, Victoria called out, Olivia? Thank you. Not just for proving us wrong, but for showing us what's possible. I paused, looking back at my family, at Maya, at the quantum innovations streaming across every screen.